Okay, let's hope this is not another classic case of sequelitis. Here's hoping that this movie will do this show justice like the first movie did. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a sequel to one of the most successful films based off of the hit British PBS series, Downton Abbey, A New Era. In this movie, the Crawley family goes on a grand journey to the south of France, where they uncover the mystery of the Dowager Countess's newly inherited villa. Meanwhile, the residents of Downton are enrolled in a film that director Jack Barber, played by Hugh Dancy, is planning to direct at the Downton Abbey Highclere Castle itself to maybe save their financial trouble. Hence the creation of film that we use today. Which to some people it may sound very meta, and it is, but they don't rub it in your face with it. In terms of story, it makes logical sense. In terms of the movie's camera work and cinematography, I also love how they make the movie The Crew over at a film company called British Lion, that's a creative name, are filming to make it seem like that it was seen back in the late 20s, early 30s. Because that's what it took to make a film. Starting during the era where there were no actors talking. When they do say a line, they have this text on the screen that lets the audience know at the time that they said a line. And I loved how they addressed that during that time, that era of film was not doing financial justice. So they moved on to creating films where they had actors actually talking on camera. And that became successful. Even nowadays, when Hollywood makes a film, sure, they pay homage to silent films, but they treat it like it's a parody. Or they sometimes celebrate it as a staple film during that time period. Whatever it may be, it was such a treat for me to see how film was progressed, or how film was being made back when there was no computer and no green screens, or any of those fancy schmancy stuff to make stunning cinematic films for a movie. So they made Victorian costumes and built sets on a soundstage to film a scene for a movie, versus what we make movies here in present time, where computers and green screens were invented, and how CGI was created. And all that was advanced to make movies stunning for longtime movie buffs back when they first started, but also for newcomers who have a real passion for film and are interested into how film was being made nowadays.
Now for an update on the extraordinary events unfolding in Brantford, New Hampshire.
So as a 2000s movie buff like myself, since I'm more of a 2000s kid rather than a 90s kid, I was born in the late 90s, but I grew up in the 2000s era when it comes to mainstream films and entertainment. But regardless, in terms of execution, I loved how they touch on how mainstream film was first created, because it was set during the time of the Great Depression. So it made sense how they had to evolve to entertaining the audience in a way that elevates their mental state. Now, in terms of character development and the movie's use of dramatic and emotional moments, there are certain scenes in this movie where it gets really depressing. But it was handled in a way that had the movie itself say, it's a new dawn, it's a new era. Let's move on with our lives and evolve our inheritance. Hence the obvious title of the movie, A New Era. But it's also like saying what Kylo Ren had said in Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Let the past die.
Say all the negativity that you want in that movie, but that message from that film rings true within this movie. You can't hold on to the past forever. As long as you have what's in the past safely stored on your shelf, no one can take that away from you. But you have to let the past go and move on with what's in the now. So for that, I gotta give a huge round of applause to both Focus Features and Carnival Films, and also to director Simon Curtis this time, not Michael Engler from its predecessor. But regardless, they did a phenomenal job with making this film. But the reason why I'm singing this movie's praises is that they treated the source material with respect and the honor. And as a fan of the show itself, I loved every single minute of this movie. All the cast from the show and from the previous film, of course, returned for the sequel. And do I need to say more about their performances in this film? I have nothing else to say, is that they did just as much of an impressive job with this film as well as they did with the previous film and with the PBS series before it. That's all I have to say about it. And when it comes to the movie's pacing, It was handled perfectly. None of the scenes felt padded or rushed at all. It moved at a perfect pace, and I was instantly hooked on what the characters had to say. That's what I call being sucked into the moment without checking your watch or waiting for the scene to end. There are certain moments in this movie where I don't want it to end. I was fully invested in these characters that I wanted to learn more about their dilemmas and struggles. Hollywood, if you're listening right now, which I highly doubt you are, but on the rare chance that you do, as a loyal movie fan from me to you, take notes from this. You're gonna need it. But yeah, overall guys, in the end, I have no other complaints with Downton Abbey: A New Era. It wasn't a sequelitis. They treated it as a solid continuation of a story that I personally feel like that the filmmakers wanted it to be told. It had great set design, likable and memorable characters, solid acting, solid camera work, and the story was well thought out. In short, I loved it. And as a result, I rate Downton Abbey: A New Era a shining 5 out of 5 stars, as to be expected, right? You knew it was coming. I shouldn't have to beat it around the bush any longer. But still, if you're a fan of the PBS series, or if you're a big fan of movies and how film was first being made, I strongly recommend it. So, Downton Abbey: A New Era. Have you seen it? If you haven't, please do. Like I said, if you love film, or if you love the progression of film, or if you're a fan of the PBS series, give it a watch. It's such a cool movie. But for those of you who have, come back and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on my Instagram page and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. Also, you guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. I understand. But if there's a rare chance that you are interested in doing so, there's a little join button down below the video, just right next to the subscribe button. Or if you're watching this video on an Apple device, like say an iPad, iPod, or whatever, there'll be a link in the description so that way you can have access to that if you're watching it on that device. But either way, if you click on the link in the description or the little join button down below the video, not only will you join my YouTube membership program, but you'll also have access to custom-made loyalty badges, custom-made emojis that I created for myself, and a special shout out from yours truly. So if you guys want to be mentioned in the video, just click on the link in the description or the join button down below the video and become a member. It doesn't cost you much. It only costs about $2.99 a month to join. So make sure you click on the link or the little join button and become an OG Cinedroid in no time. I also set up a Patreon page for you guys to check out as well. There'll be a link in the description so that way you can visit my page and gain access to up to 4 membership tiers. On my page, I post reviews a week early before you get to see them post on this channel. I'm also planning to do nerdy fan polls, book audio reviews, and also full-length TV show episode and movie reactions on my page as well, uncut. So if that's your cup of tea, if you guys are interested, go to the link below, become a patron, and let's get to know each other a bit more. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. Also, if you want to subscribe to my GS Productions After Dark channel where I review movies, TV shows, and video games that are strictly not for families, there'll be a link in the description as well so that way you can check out that channel if you're feeling frisky. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.